Good afternoon, Adam here at Board at Home. In today's Jump In Let's Play, we're taking a look at Prehistories. This is a game that is new to the shop. We received it a week or so ago. We've got plenty of stock in the shop, and we also have a copy of the game for the library that's absolutely fantastic. A great polyominoes game for the whole family. There's not a lot to this game, so it does work well for all ages. So let's jump in, show you exactly what it's all about, and see what you guys think. So with our setup, everything as normal has been set up, so we'll go through that first. So we've got our boards here. We're set up for 2 players, so we've got the 2 to 3 side showing. If we had more than 3 players, either 4 or 5, then we would use the reverse side. Along here we have a series of tiles that are placed on the board. By these tiles, they each have 2 values, a lower value and a higher value. This is basically telling you how successful you were, so you need to hit at least the minimum of the lower value, and if you do that, then you get the animal tile, but you'll also get a wound, and we'll explain that in just a moment when we discuss the player aid and some of the later phases in the game. At the top here we have some permanent objectives, so these are ones that we can fulfill over and over again. We've got a full line in one column, or a full line in a row, or a legendary animal, which is this one here. When we do that, we're able to discard these onto here to say that we have completed that objective. Above here we have our reserves for our game board, so at the start of each turn it gets replenished. At the top here we have our objectives. So these objectives are ones that can only be completed once, so whoever completes it first gets to discard 2 of their totem tokens, and whoever discards it second or completes it second gets to discard 1 totem token. For a 2 and 3 player game we're using 4 cards. If we were doing a 4 or 5 player game we would use 5 cards. These are also double-sided, but for now, for the video and for your first games, the rulebook does recommend using this side here. Down here we've got our game board. This represents the cave wall inside Caveman HQ for each respective tribe, and on here we already have some images, and then to the side we've got our totem tokens and our deck of cards, which we have already drawn 3 from to start the game with. So onto these. So these are used to hunt. So when we start each round, we pick a number of cards. 1, 2, 3. We don't even have to pick any, so you can abstain from a round. And you use these to determine the initiative. So whoever has the lowest total from these numbers combined goes first in deciding where they want to put their hunters. Okay, so with these, so we've got special images here. So these ones, if we cover the hands, then we get to draw 1 or 2 cards. And then covering these, we just need to use the tiles. So for example, this one here would allow us, if we drew it, to cover that one as such. So onto the wounds. So at the end of the hunt, whether we've drawn tiles or not determines whether we get to draw any cards. So we'll show you the player aid cards here. So if in a turn we didn't take an animal card, so either we abstained from going for the initiative and going for a hunt, we would draw 3, or if during the hunt we decide that we didn't actually want to play any of our cards, we would be able to draw 3 cards. If we did the top success, so here for example you got the 7 to 9, but you get a wound, and it's a 10 plus, so you don't get a wound. So if we did the top one, we would get 2 cards, and if we got 1 wound, we would only be able to take 1 card. And then if in the event of, for example, we were going after multiple areas and we got wounded on those multiple areas, if we had at least 2, then we don't draw any for the turn. So let's jump into the game, and then we will show you a couple of rounds. This probably won't be filled out too much, but it will give you an idea of exactly what you need to do. So let's start with our first initiative. So the players take a look at their cards. So these cards said I've got a value here. If you're tied, then it's whoever's got the highest value here. So this would represent the fastest of them. So you can see here that the lower the number here, the higher the number here. So if we were both to play a total of 8, then whoever had the card with the lowest speed would go first for the round. So what we're going to do for this one is we're going to play these two. He wants to just keep on to the 6 for the moment. So those are the two that we're going to play. And then the green player, he's going to take a look at his. So he's got some quite high ones as well. He's going to go for those two. So these cards stay basically in our hands. They're not being used for this turn. And then we reveal our cards. So the yellow player gets to go first. They get to decide where they want to put their cards. So they can put both of them on one. They can split them across several. Or they could decide, actually, I don't want to do anything. But what we're going to do for now is we're just going to place this one here. We're not going to use this one. So basically what we've done is we've just tried to keep our options open, see what there is. This player here is going to use both of them. He's going to go to this one here. So this gets put back to our hand because we didn't use it. And then we take a look and see what we've got. So the yellow player is able to take this tile. So we're going to just put that down there for now. It's not being placed just for the moment. And then this card is discarded. And then this player here is going to discard these two. He's going to take this tile. And because it wasn't under 7, he doesn't take any wounds. So both players get to draw 2 cards now because they didn't take any wounds and they successfully took at least 1 animal tile. So 1, 2 for this player here, 1, 2 for this player here. So now that we've done that, we get to place our tiles. So there's a few rules for these. So I'll just quickly read those out to you so that you know them exactly. So the tiles must be placed legs down. So that side, but they are double-sided, so it depends on whichever way you'd like to put it. So maybe this one's a better example. As you can see there, it's on that side, and then there, it's on that side. So it just means that you have a bit of variety in how you want to place that. The first tile must be placed in the first column on the left-hand side. So it can be placed like this as long as it is in part in the first column on the left. All other tiles must then be adjacent to the already placed tile by at least one side. So as long as it hits one side, that is perfectly fine. Or next to hunter or totemic animal paintings in your cave if they're connected by at least one tile to the rest. Tiles cannot stick out of the cave, so I can't put that there to try and make it fit. It has to go inside the cave. The tiles cannot cover other tiles, including the hunter and totemic animal paintings. So that's these ones here. So we can't cover these with these. And the painted hands on the wall, as we said, if you cover those, you draw 1 or 2 cards accordingly. And if you can't place an animal tile collected during the turn, it must be discarded. So let's get our tiles placed. This is going to be a fairly easy one for this round. So we're going to place that one up in the corner there. This player is going to go for this side. He's going to go down into the corner here. So that's the end of the first round, and then we go through, replenish the empty stacks, and we go again. So we take this one here and we place that there, and then we just take one from this pile, place that there. And then again, the players will pick cards from their hands to bid for these areas. So he's going to go for this one here, and this player is going to go with these here. So the unused cards are put back to hand. We reveal. And then count up the totals. So the yellow player has got 10 with the green player with 7. So the green player will get to choose first. So what they're going to do is they're going to place theirs here again. And then this player here, if we can pick these up, he's got a couple of choices. He can split, so he could go here, for example, and not use one of them, or he could combine them to go here, combine them to go here. So really a few choices, but we don't really want to take any wounds at the moment. Early game we can draw cards, so they're going to go there to play for this one. So the cards are discarded. The players take their tiles and then they draw cards again. So no wounds taken, so we're taking 2 there and we're taking 2 there. And then these tiles get to be placed. So as I said, it has to be connected to the one that we have already placed. So if we look here, as long as the legs are facing down, that is fine. So this one here, for example, just to show you, could not go here, because even though it's touching, it's covering this one, but we could turn it around on this side to place it like so. And then this player here said he's got his 2 sides, so he's going to place it there. And then he's only got a few to go before he can claim an objective. So we replenish for the next round. So we take 1 tile there, we take a tile there, and then the players take a look at their cards and we bid again. So this player is going to go for let's say they're going to bid these 3. Then this player here, they're going to bid, what are they going to do? They're going to bid all 3 actually. So we reveal, they've got 7, they've got 11. So this player goes first, but what they're going to do, all 3 are going to go here. This player, all 3 of theirs, actually going to go here at this end one. So what will happen here is this player will get this tile. These cards are discarded. He gets that tile. This player gets this tile, but we'll just need to remember that they do then take a wound. So that means that when we go to draw cards, this player, the yellow player, will be able to draw their 2 cards, but the green player will only get to draw 1. So chances are on the next turn the green player may have to abstain so that they can draw more cards. We then go to our placement. So this player is going to place theirs here, and then this player is going to place theirs in there like that. And we keep going until we fill up the spaces, and then we've got the various objectives that we can meet here. So once all of 8 of these have been placed on all of these, for example, like that, the first person to discard all 8 wins the game. So that is everything for the game. If you do have any questions about it at all, don't hesitate to get in touch. Happy to go through it with you. I said it's quite a straightforward game, a lot of fun. I think kids are going to love this as well, but I'm happy to discuss any questions that you may have about it. As I said, we do have it in the board games library, so if you want to play before you buy it, or you just want to try it out, see what it's like, then feel free to pop down for the afternoon and enjoy it amongst the variety of other games we have on offer. That's it for now, guys. As always, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see you in the boardroom.